SpongeBob, quick, reel it in! Can't you hear the music? That's a 4/4 string ostinato in D minor! Every sailor knows it means death! Reel it in before it's too late! Hurry, SpongeBob, the music's getting faster! There you are, you stinking bilge rat! Stop playing that music! Stop it, please! I'm begging you!
Okay, so I'm not the only one who hates Volo, right? Pokemon Legends Arceus has gifted us Pokemon fans with exactly what we wanted. Another hard battle that we'll be thinking about for the rest of eternity. The final battle against Volo has got to be my favorite of the Nintendo Switch games. Doom is signaled as soon as we hear that all too familiar piano, and his team is extremely solid. Even unfair numerically speaking, but narratively I find this battle to be so interesting. It's not just the battle alone that's great, but the progressive build up to it helps give it the finality that it needs. The land of Hisui is filled with familiar faces. Just about every character can be singled out as the painfully obvious ancestor of another. Sure, it builds the lore of the Pokemon world and works as fan service for those of us who have been playing since 2007, or lost $60 back in November and ended up with this thing in our possession. But there is one important thing that having on-the-nose ancestors does for the player. It gives them a sense of familiarity in a Pokemon game that is so drastically different from any other. Seeing any of these characters is sure to put a smile on the player's face. This is why Volo is the perfect villain in this setting. I know some people fear Cynthia, but over the years she has undoubtedly become a fan favorite. I mentioned in my previous video that even though she isn't necessarily a deep character, her design and actions contribute to how she's fondly remembered. Her sleek, dark clothing, mature stature, and bright blonde hair combined with the way she guides the player through Sinnoh, and even stands by her side in the face of disaster, all work together to make Cynthia calm, caring, intelligent, and capable. And so with the very first trailer that revealed a character who even vaguely resembles her, it seemed like we would have the perfect guide throughout Hisui. And even through the beginning of the game, Volo gives us this impression. He's definitely a little more fiery than Cynthia, being eager to battle early on and willing to tag along to any location that even slightly resembles mythology. He's not necessarily our guide, but at least during the main story, he's always there. It's not the most subtle twist, but when Pokemon characters are so clear from their visual design alone, it really does work. When we look at Volo, we see that he's part of the Ginkgo Guild, so he's an honest working man. He has a backpack, so he's a traveler and probably is well learned. He's tall, so he's dependable. He resembles Cynthia, so he's trustworthy. These traits are either meant to mislead or are possessed for different reasons. Our impression of Volo is first challenged when we meet the character Kojita. If anything, she is an even more obvious ancestor of Cynthia. Their exact relationship is never really stated, but when we as the player see them together, we might suspect that they eventually get together and are both ancestors of Cynthia. But it could even be possible that Cynthia has almost no relation to Volo, and Kojita is her sole ancestor. And that would serve as foreshadowing to Volo's true intent. It's finally during the post-game, Volo can't hold back any longer and reveals himself as the one who caused the space-time rift, in an attempt to see Arceus, as well as his true appearance, which if you're taking notes is the opposite of Cynthia's. Sure, he's still tall and blonde, but those are now presented as a means of intimidation, as his hair and outfit are now riddled with hard edges and bright colors that present him as the self-centered, unhinged person he truly is, as opposed to the cool, calm, and collected Cynthia. It's up to us to stop him. Like, really, there's no one else here. That's the first thing that stuck out to me about this final battle with Volo. During the battle against both Palkia and Dialga, we had an audience of the important characters, but now they're nowhere to be seen. As far as they're all convinced, disaster has already been avoided. Even in most other Pokemon games, the final battle has people watching or people just outside who know a battle is taking place. I can only think of the battle against Red where only he and the player character know about the battle taking place. And that one is just a casual battle, all things considered. Volo is about to destroy everything and there's literally no time to fetch someone for help. It's all up to you. And once the battle begins, oh my gosh, it is such a wild ride. First of all, the familiarity continues as Cynthia's encounter theme has been remixed to the beginning of a battle theme, but it continues to evolve into its own as the loud stringed instruments come in for an orchestral cinematic feel, and it still manages to bring in parts of Cynthia's battle theme. Sure, these are all traditional villain sounds like we're used to in other media, but not so much in Pokemon. And Volo's theme is even copy-pasted from Cynthia's, aside from the fact that he uses Arcanine in place of Milotic. Again, it's a contrast between fiery and cool. Each of these Pokemon is powerful in their own right, but we all know the drill. See, I had just re-battled Cynthia a few months ago, so yeah, I was a little prepared, but this was still a pretty tough battle. Still, I finally defeated all 6 of his Pokemon. Okay, I'll be honest, after Volo mentioned that he had sought out Giratina and even owned the Spooky Plate, I knew that he would have Giratina with him. I just thought that it would be in his main team of 6. Instead, it just follows him around and is at his beck and call. That just makes it even crazier. The fact that he even has Giratina at all says a lot about him. As much as Volo sees himself as the protagonist, models his look after Arceus, and dresses in white, he's still the villain. This is a cool part of the battle and it's completely unexpected. The music was okay, I just wish it was better. At least I finally defeated Giratina. Oh, come on! This is the point in the battle where I got the biggest, stupidest smile on my face. Now the music finally hits its peak as the fake out and flatline immediately give way to the sickest guitar riff in Pokemon. After the silence, it even sounds like a heartbeat in the background aggressively coming back to life. This is the remix the Giratina theme needed, and now it has the perfect backdrop. Most of the music we've heard throughout Legends Arceus fits the time period, while Giratina just throws that logic out the window being the king of the distortion world. Bro, break out that electric guitar. And once again, no healing, yet Giratina is back to full health and stronger than ever. Volo straight up has 8 Pokemon, Giratina counts twice. I mean, this battle is totally doable, but if you're caught off guard, it's a brutal gauntlet. Like I said, I was a bit ambivalent during the first 6 Pokemon and the first phase of Giratina, but seeing Giratina refuse to go down without a fight, staring me down in its origin form with the remix playing just got me so hyped. It's the most hyped I've been while playing a Pokemon game in a long time. One thing that really helped this battle feel intense was the environment, at least for me personally. While you're battling Volo, the day and night cycle continues as normal, but it just so happened to line up perfectly for me. I challenged Volo during sunset, the battle lasted the duration of the night, and by the time I defeated Giratina's second phase, it was nearly morning. It just works so well narratively as opposed to the whole battle taking place during the day, kind of like how lame Palkia's battle in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl looked compared to Dialga's. I know having twists like this and the other dramatic surprises for the climax of a Pokemon game might feel a little cheap, but with how simple Pokemon is overall, it really fits. Also, it's the right way to mix things up. We think we know what to expect when playing a Pokemon game, but recent ones have been fun in how they shake things up. Ultra Necrozma will forever be one of my favorite Pokemon and legendary battles, but Volo is a great contender for crazy Pokemon moments, being that it feels like a champion battle, evil team boss battle, and legendary battle all rolled into one, because it kind of is. Although Volo is one of those characters that doesn't apologize or recognize his faults after he's defeated. He does admit that he's been beaten, but after he realizes a player character was chosen by Arceus instead of him, it just isolates him even more. His fate is ambiguous and we never see him again. And because this is a game taking place in the past, we can assume that he does nothing else of note and dies bitter and lonely. There's still the question of whether or not he's in fact Cynthia's ancestor, but because of how his story ends with this battle, I kind of think he never gets his life together again, but who really knows? This is the last I'll ever see of Volo. It's a sad fate for someone who put up such a good fight. But anyway, hey, this is GatorX, and let me know what you think in the comments below, and if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe to show your support. You can follow me on Twitter as well, and I've also got the vlog channel that you can check out at the end. But anyway, this has been GatorX. Have a nice day.